Welcome into You and the Law on 938 Live. We are talking mediation once again, and our very own, very good friend and mediator, Dana Grossman from Mediate Singapore, joins us this morning. Now, the Singapore International Mediation Institute, or SIMI, housed at the National University of Singapore's NUS Faculty of Law, was officially launched on the 5th of November. Besides putting a brand name on the process of mediation in Singapore to settle all types of disputes, it aims to drive transparency and high competency standards into the practice of mediation across all fields worldwide. Dana joins us today, and of course, Dana's from Mediate Singapore. She's going to tell us how SIMI will facilitate the process of mediation in Singapore, perhaps give it a boost. Dana, welcome to the program. It's been quite a while.
Yeah, good morning. Thanks for having me again. A pleasure.
So, with this new mediation center, what does this mean for the process of mediation in Singapore and for mediators like yourself?
It's a good thing happening, pure bliss, I would say. First of all, for clients, regardless whether it's business, commercial, or later on family mediation. Of course, for us, the mediators, it gave us a boost. And I guess the government have decided quite a while ago, and now it's been executed perfectly nicely, to promote mediation as the preferred alternative for dispute resolution.
We've always said it is a more cost-effective solution. It may not be cheaper, but more cost-effective. True or not? True or false?
It's true. Litigation, as everybody knows, I'll just repeat shortly for the people who forgot.
Yeah.
Litigation is a huge unknown. It's a big question mark, whether how long it's going to take, how much money it's going to cost. Definitely not confidential anymore. If you're a big company or small company and like to maintain your legal record clean, you won't be able to do it through litigation. So people, majority of us, would like to avoid it, unless there is no choice, and there are some cases that people do go to court. Arbitration was amazingly promoted in Singapore a few years ago. It became a hub for arbitration all around the region, and more than that, it's considered to be an excellent arbitration center. But it is costly a lot. I mean, it's very expensive compared to other options, and with all the beauty that it brings into the system, you still have a judge, but you choose him.
Okay.
So it's faster than litigation, very expensive compared to other things, but you do choose the judge according to your subject of dispute.
And this is mediation in Singapore as it stands today?
That's the arbitration so far.
Arbitration, right.
The government have decided to promote mediation since it's a growing scene all over the world. Okay. Singapore, as a leading country for everything else,
for trade, finance,
cannot stay behind. Exactly.
Right.
Now, Singapore have the sources. Amazing people are here doing an amazing job. The law system would like to cope. Ministry of Law, of course, leading the process. All the mediators are for it. The Singapore Mediation Center that exists so far and will deal with mostly domestic disputes in Singapore is, everybody wants to do it together. And finally, it has been done. So the SIMI, as we call it, the Singapore International Mediation Institute, is going to be the regulator. So in order to make sure that all mediators that are coming in Singapore, or as ourselves, locals already, will hit a certain target of quality, certain target of training. People will be able to offer services that are highly, highly, highly appreciated all around the region. It will not do any mediation. It's not the purpose of this institute. That's why we have other providers, as my company Mediate, and others, of course, in Singapore.
Are they a regulator, do you think? In a sense, are they the regulator, the SIMI?
Yes, SIMI will be the organization that will be responsible for standards, laws, rules, training, to set up the standard and to make sure it's been maintained. Amazing staff of people have been collected in order to create this SIMI organization, this institute, including Mr. Indrani, of course, the minister. They brought professors from abroad. The professor over here from NUS is involved, of course. A very powerful group of people with vision and lots of experience. So you have both a very successful past to lead for a very successful future. And of course, in Singapore, we're lucky because at this time of the year and in the past 2 years, more mediation companies have arisen. like Mediate myself. There is the SMC, of course, that people know when I'm volunteering there very often. So CME is offering a provider as well. So people will have the options to choose, but the awareness of mediation will grow. So when you're making the next contract in your business, your contract, your corporate, your whatever, you choose it, you name it, you should add a mediation clause, which we'll talk about it a bit later, of how to write it the right way. So it will cost you, it will save you the cost, the time, the confidentiality, etc. in the future.
I should have brought you on tomorrow because we are talking about dispute resolution between neighbors, particularly with pets. But we've seen that you deal with a lot of corporate cases, a lot of domestic cases. Which do you deal with most as a mediator?
I guess it depends on the time.
Sure.
Lately I had a few family cases coming in.
Okay.
Which is, I feel it's
a growing thing?
First of all, it's a growing thing because especially in family mediation, there are so many things involved that will make a huge impact for your life and your kids if kids are involved. So yes, a lot of mediation of family, it is a growing thing all over the world and will grow in Singapore as well. It's amazing to see that people have the wisdom to come to mediation before it escalates. It's okay to get a divorce, it's okay to separate, it's okay to move on with your life. There's a way to do it. We've talked about it in the last few shows that we've been here. So yes, there is a growing family interest, which I'm very happy to. For the mediator, it's very challenging, and yet I feel like it's I'm blessed to do it because I'm helping people to either to move on positively or at least to maintain their own family relation at the moment, but in a more effective way. When
I introduced you earlier, I said that the Singapore International Mediation Institute, or CME, would give a brand name to the process. Because, when people want a resolution, the immediate thought is go to court. Do you think that this will put mediation first and foremost in the minds of people before they take that step now, since this center has been open?
I'm a very optimistic person, and I'm sure it's going to happen.
Right.
I'll tell you something. In general, what I've seen in the last few years that I lived, when I heard about Singapore, if there's something that your government here, that I'm very glad to be a part of it now, is very good at it, that by the time they put a task, they complete it in the best way ever.
Okay.
So by deciding to have CME launched, that's it. It's been launched. Professionals from all over the world have been brought over here to be the thinker, to be the vision builder, and now amazing people have come here also to execute the SIMC, the Singapore International Mediation Center, that will be one of the providers. So it's going to be amazing. The awareness will grow. There is no other way. People do look for better solutions. The demand in Australia, in New Zealand, in England, in Israel, all over the world is coming from the clients. Here in Singapore, it's the other way around still, because we, the mediators or the lawyers that have higher awareness, are pushing for mediation in order to show you that there is a better way. I guess in a few months' time, a year or two, the demand will come from the audience, from the clients. They know what's best for them. They want to maintain the relationship. They definitely want to keep things confidential sometimes. They want to save their time and money. They want to gain control. I don't know a lot of people that like to lose control. When you go to mediation, and if you're smart enough to put in advance this clause within your contract, then you'll go to mediation with good faith. You'll do the best in order to finish it, so you don't have to escalate to arbitration or to court. It's a waste of energy, a waste of goodwill, a waste of everything.
And let's put it in Singapore. It's a waste of money.
It's a waste of money. Yes, Singapore way, dollars. If you want to save them, don't go to litigation, go to mediation.
669-11938 is our number. If you have a question for Dana on the process of mediation, perhaps you have a dispute with your neighbors, a family dispute that you'd like to resolve, give us a call, 669-11938. We're going for a short traffic break. We'll be back with Dana Grossman from Mediate Singapore, and of course taking your calls on 669-11938. Traffic's up.